on X, in which he said President Trump monitored the situation overnight at Mar-a-Lago alongside members of his national security team. The president spoke with Prime Minister Netanyahu by phone. Prior to the attack, Secretary Rubio called all members of the Gang of Eight to provide congressional notification, and he was able to reach and brief 7 of the 8 members. The president and his national security team will continue to closely monitor the situation throughout the day. Joining me now is the Democratic Congressman Seth Moulton of Massachusetts. Congressman Moulton serves on the Armed Services Committee, and he was a Marine Corps officer in Iraq. Congressman Moulton, thank you for joining us. Your take on what has happened in the last few hours.
I mean, this is illegal, it's unauthorized, it's unconstitutional, and we don't know what the plan is. So the president is putting thousands of American lives at risk for results that we can't even understand. And I'll tell you, as someone who was on the ground in Iraq and felt like I was repeatedly lied to by the Bush administration about what we were doing there, why we were going to war, I have to imagine that there are a lot of troops in the Middle East asking those same questions today. What are we being told the truth about? And is this just another bunch of lies?
And there are a lot of troops in the Middle East. I think it's not something Americans always realize, but we are talking about double-digit thousands of troops in the United States in that area. And then this issue of what we could be getting into. There is a fear that sometimes this administration sees wars as sort of remote control video game wars. Iran is not Iraq. Iran is not Iraq plus Afghanistan plus Venezuela. This is a massive 93 million person country that is heavily industrialized and fortified.
That's right. I mean, I remember being in Iraq thinking, wow, this is bad, but thank God the administration is learning their lesson and we're not going to go to Iran. People said that 20 years ago because Iraq was such a mistake. And it's worth remembering just how things started. We thought Iraq was going to be easy. We thought it was going to be like the Persian Gulf War, over in a matter of weeks. Obviously, that was very far from true. And the fundamental problems with Iraq, I mean, let me tell you, there were a lot. But the fundamental problems were, number one, the entire war was based on a lie about nuclear weapons. And number two, there was no plan for the day after. Well, we obviously know that Trump completely lied about obliterating Iran's nuclear weapons program, because here we are attacking it just months later. And on the second point, there's clearly no plan for the day after. I mean, he's just got a bunch of people he's saying to, well, hope you go out in the streets and protest and overthrow your regime when the bombs are done. Bombs and bluster is not a strategy.
This is an interesting point you make, because there are a lot of Americans who can get behind the idea that the Iranian regime is torturous and abusive and murderous and dictatorial, all the things. But Donald Trump did say to them many weeks ago, go out there, we've got your back. He said in the State of the Union that he would support the protesters. And then today he said, go and take control of your government. This is the best chance you're ever going to get. He said this about 8 hours ago. Again, it's not clear what.
Geez, do we need another war? But I guess so. A lot of people are upset. We're at war, but at what? Right? I mean, they don't really have that much there. They don't have nuclear weapons. They don't. I mean, I really don't know why we're going to war with them. No one's attacked from over there here. I don't know. Maybe a diversion or something else. But whatever, we're at war now. We got to support our boys in green, the mother green and the butt-kicking machine. And hopefully we don't even have to put boots on the ground. Hopefully this is over with and they get someone in there that can go ahead and bring peace. Now people are telling me, Johnny, Al-Qaeda's working with the government and everything. Well, they made peace with them, supposedly. Made deals with them or whatever, and now they're ISIS and all that. Where are they at? I don't know. Hopefully someone from that country, anybody with their right sense wouldn't blame Iran. They're surrounded by countries that have nuclear weapons. They're the only ones without it over there. Now, if the United States was surrounded by nuclear weapons, countries with nuclear weapons, but we didn't have no, what do you think America would be doing? The same dang thing as them. We want nuclear weapons. Yeah. What do I think? I think it's just crazy. We really don't need a war. But I imagine this war is for something else, probably oil, or to take over that area. Which, if he goes in there, if he does this, then we might as well just call Iran USA Iran and not give it back. And now the USA controls Iran, and literally they'll name it Trump Iran or Iran Trump, whatever it is. I'm not sure, but if you go and do this, well, you can't just pull out, because now you pissed everybody off, and once it calms down, then they'll attack us. Right. And you know what? I do want to thank all these countries, because we have been seeing attacks, but not from other countries. These attacks that America's going through are right from within our borders, our own United States citizens. So I want to thank all the other countries for not attacking us. And why they doing it, I don't know. Probably some deal they made with Israel or something, or Yahoo Matsumoto, whatever his name is. I don't know what these people's names are. I don't live over there. I don't. We don't listen. Now everybody's going crazy because Joe Biden died, and now they got a guy walking around with a latex suit that is impersonating Joe Biden. That's the big story now. Joe Biden ain't even alive. Well, where's he at? Where'd he go? Are you telling me Joe Biden passed away or was offed, and none of these media covers are, no one's covering it? That'd be kind of crazy. But let's watch a little bit of this war. Hopefully this war lasts about an hour and it's over with. If anyone over there had any sense, they probably would. Hey, I understand them. They're a country just like America don't stand down to nobody, right? So why would these other countries? They're just doing what they see. Monkey see, monkey do.
They're supposed to rise up and do exactly.
No, that's exactly right.
They're saying
and
Iran.
Let's be clear about just again how we got here.
A great country.
Trump said that he would stop the Iranian regime from killing its own people. I mean, as a side note, he didn't seem to care about his own administration killing our own people in Minneapolis. But nonetheless, he said, okay, we're not going to let the Iranian regime kill its own people. We're going to send an armada there. But the reason that the armada was not there to actually stop the killings when they happened a few weeks ago was because it was in Venezuela, which is not in our national security interest. And now he says, well, we need to conduct these strikes because we are not able to get a nuclear deal. I want a nuclear deal to prevent Iran from having a nuclear weapon. Well, he had that. A deal that unequivocally said Iran can never develop a nuclear weapon. And he tore it up in his first term. And not only did he tear up that diplomatic deal, the same thing he says he wants today, but as a result of that, we lost our eyes on the Iranian nuclear program. We used to have inspectors, cameras, keeping an eye on exactly what they were doing. So if they ever violated the agreement that Obama put in place, we would know that we had to do something. All of that is gone today. So the president has gotten us into a far worse situation than we've had from the beginning. And yes, we can agree that the Iranian regime is terrible. Okay, Trump, then stop making all these mistakes that empower the regime, allowing them to kill their own people and give them free reign to do whatever they want with their nuclear program, because we don't even have eyes on to understand what's going on.
So we have an issue because there's an authorization of the use of military force that was authorized in 2001 in response to 9/11. And it's sort of been open-ended because it's been expanded to go after terrorists who target the United States. This administration has interpreted that very, very broadly. So Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie were trying to bring a bill to the floor to say, or a resolution to say, if you want to go to war with Iran, you've actually got to get explicit congressional approval. Technically, constitutionally, they shouldn't have to do that. But where does that process stand?
Well, we're told that we're going to get a vote on this resolution sometime next week, but obviously that's a week too late. And you have to wonder whether Trump chose today as the day to start his attack because he knew that we might actually vote in Congress to fulfill our constitutional obligation to the Constitution and to the American people to decide whether we go to war.
I don't know. Is he attacking on this day because tonight is the red moon cycle? Right? We're supposed to have the red moon. This whole cycle where all these planets will be in line. Uranus, Jupiter, Saturn, or whatever it is, and all these planets are supposed to be in line here. Is there a connection there? No, they're doing they're still living in the 80s where everybody looked towards these. Oh, the planets are lining now we must do this. Yeah, and that's why this earth is in such great demise and possibly close to the end of humanity. There won't be many of us left, probably. Thank God somebody built that ark out there in Kentucky. What are they doing? Who knows what they're doing? I bet you if you took a vote right now, over probably about 99% of the USA would say, no, we don't want a war with anybody. We need to fix our country. It's in bad shape. Right? We'll defend it, but we ain't going to do anything other than fix our country right now and protect our country. And you know what? We haven't had a major, everything these people been pumping out in America is it's a terrorist strike from over here. The whole thing, every story, it's a terrorist strike. It might be, but it ain't from another country. To have massive amounts of people, chaos and all kinds of stuff. That's what they do, and they do it well. So our troubles are right here in America. I'm not spending my money in some other country. I ain't even got any more money after these leeches and sucky boo, whatever they call these demonic things running around in these organizations and people. Are you kidding me? Take a vote first. That's why I told the people, I get in there, we'll vote, right? Hey, listen, this country came to me. They're having troubles over there. This is what it is. Lay the whole thing out for them. They're asking us if we can go to war for them. And then I would turn to the American people and I would say, we're going to vote on this. If you guys think we should go and save these people from genocide, then we're all in. Look out. Here comes Mother Green. If they say, no, we have things to worry about in our own country right now. We've been feeding everybody for way too long, and it's finally came back and hit us in the butt, and we need to work on our country. I'd say, okay, we're not in. We'll maybe supply you with some weapons or something, but we ain't going to have none of my guys over there. None of my kids are going to be over there. None of my Mother Green. And that's the way it would be. But, these people, they might know something we don't know. We're just citizens. We're just couch potato United States citizen supporters. Do I think we need to go into a war right now? No, not really. You had everything like this guy saying, camera. You knew exactly what they were doing over there. And you might have been able to cut a deal. Hey, all right, we'll let you have these kind of nukes, and that's it. But only if you let us watch everything you're doing, and we have some kind of relations together. Right? You guys are out here. You're the only ones without any kind of defense against nukes. You don't have nukes. You don't have none. We sympathize with that, but there's going to be a friendship between Iran and America. Then maybe they're only allowed certain kinds of nuclear weapons. Still deadly, but not as deadly as the big Kamakamoka or the Mark 15 or the hydrogen. They're smaller nukes. They're deadly, but not as bad. And compromising. That country, Iran, would have to have a leader to compromise. We're tired of this violence around us, getting attacked. We're tired of all this stuff attacking. Um, we want peace, and I don't know what you get. I don't know. If they can't have nuclear weapons, they can't have nuclear weapons. But you can't let everybody around there rape and pillage and kill and do everything to that country. And as we sit by and watch. Now they're saying, well, there's a genocide over there. They're killing their own people. Yeah, well, it's the same thing they're doing in America. I don't see you folks on the news or in the streets crying that they're genociding their own people in America, even whites. Do you think that would be all over? My God, they're killing the whites. You don't see none of that crap. This is a bunch of foobars, what my grandpappy used to say. He fought in wars, and, well, so you people can live. And we're just fed up with it. Should we be back in any war? No, we all should be loving each other. If you live by the Bible, we're all created equal. We're all the same. If you go by anything, it's just madness. I don't even want any more of it. I back this Mother Green butt kicking machine. I backed a lot of things, and it's just getting old. You know what sounds good now? Peace, love, happiness. That sounds good now, right? Love stories and all kinds of stuff. We're done with this repetitious death, war, constantly to put doubt in our heads, to divide us, to you name it, rape and pillage, whatever. And I just don't want it no more. Right? Let's start building stuff to prolong life, not take it. All right, Valdez says, you're going to get drafted. I ain't getting drafted. It's in my contract. For one, I'm too old. Now, if this country was being invaded, then yes, it would be my citizens' right to protect and help the government, if they were parachuting out of the sky. But I'm too old to be carrying backpacks around, not unless they just give me a assault vehicle with laser cameraed and 50 cals and all kinds of CRAM devices on it and everything. Then maybe, but even then I would be working from right here on my couch, because it would be all remote control. I wouldn't even have to leave to go over there and fight the war. I would be assigned a jet, or I would be assigned a tank, or I would be assigned a soldier. And I would be controlling that soldier or tank right from my couch here. So we're going to take warfare to a whole nother level here soon, where I don't even have to leave my house, and I could be fighting a war over there. They raised the draft to 65, and I still ain't joining. Right? I ain't joining. I'm just propaganda. I'm just a movie guy. That's all we've been doing. Do I believe in war? No. I believe in let live. I've said that numerous times. This is a movie channel. It's just all acting. My real beliefs: live and let live. War? Good God, what is it good for? It's not good for nothing. Madness, whatever. See, I can't if I don't support these people. then my life gets taken. Then my benefit, then I starve. Then I am in pain. Then I'm the one getting shot at again, stabbed, poisoned. So we're all just slaves to a society that they created around it. I don't know. It's just crazy, but it's movies, and that's what sells right now. I'm sorry, but now let's continue with this.
Or next week. So we wanted to get things started before Congress actually weighed in. You have to ask that question because at the end of the day, it seems that Trump did not care to get the permission of the American people, get the permission of Congress. The only person he seemed to care about was Netanyahu. And Netanyahu supports these attacks, and he obviously went into Netanyahu, even though he hadn't gone to Congress or the American people.
Well, need I say more? Probably not. And I told Trump whenever you got to get something done, you take it to Congress and Senate first. Well, he can use his presidential executive orders. You can, but you're going to catch hell because the American people are not really interested in any war right now. And if we do get into the war, we want it to end swiftly. We want you to use weapons that after we use it, they go, we're done. This war is over. But you fail to use the weaponry that our families supplied and built. So we're not interested in your wars. We're not going to get sucked up into something for another 30 years as our people starve. You can't even find a good doctor anymore or a hospital that ain't contaminating shit, or people walking around in hospitals killing people. No, we're done with the wars. We're going to have a war. It's probably going to be right here because the American people are fed up with it. The only ones that prosper from this is you rich people. Why we suffer. You got witches, warlocks, madmen running around this country on earth. And no, I don't know. I'm here. This is a movie to me. And that's it. People are pissed about it. Everything is a movie. Yeah, that's right. It is. Everything is yeah, that's right. It is. Because you'd have to be half crazy to live in a world like that. And I refuse to. You can get pissed off all you people want. I don't give two crap.
To everyone who values tradition, what does tradition mean to you?
At Culver's, we hand batter our fish.
What you just saw right there was Iran's retaliatory missile strikes against Bahrain, and specifically ballistic missile strikes directed against the U.S. Fifth Fleet Naval Support Activity Installation in Bahrain. Iran retaliated against every nation, essentially, in the Middle East, other than Oman, following the United States and Israel launching a joint military operation and attack against Iran late last night. The United States is calling its military strikes with Israel against Iran Operation Epic Fury. At the Midas Touch Network, we are calling it Operation Epstein Fury, or the Jeffrey Epstein War. There is now a full...
Yeah. Are we at war with them, or are we over there saving Jeffrey Epstein because they're saying he's still alive and over there? It's what a lot of the professionals are questioning. Wait a minute. Is Epstein still, is that him that we're seeing over there? That probably is. Probably is. Right? Who knows? Are we over there fighting a war, or are we saving Epstein? I don't know. He asked these bigwig dudes. I have no idea. Yeah, that's just madness. I'm sorry, folks, but I'm just not I'm not into the war thing anymore. I'm really sorry. I just things to do than and anything that blows up over there is going to make its way over here. All that dust and sand and all the bull crap.
Okay.
Dawn, we are getting word from Israel Channel 12, who are now reporting
All right, we
that
got news. He's
Ayatollah
dead.
Ali Khamenei is dead.
He
That
is
the
dead, okay?
Iranian supreme leader has been killed in the airstrikes launched by the United States and Israel today. A determined effort by President Donald Trump to topple the Iranian regime. And if true, the reports coming to us now from Israeli Channel 12 that Ayatollah Ali Khamenei is dead, then they have indeed toppled the very head of that regime. And the
All right, there you go. It's over with, folks. All done and over with. We didn't even have to put boots on the ground. Now bring whatever kind of equipment we got over there home, or whatever kind of deal you did. If it is now going to be America, Iran, USA, whatever it is, let's get to doing that. But get over with this stinking war. It's driving us crazy. Let's focus on America, feeding our kids and getting this done. There you go, folks. The head of the snake has been decapitated and without any boots on the ground. And that's what our technology is. And I don't know why they haven't been using real good technology we got, but we're saving that for that day they call Armageddon, Gooba Goblin, Geddon, whatever it is. I don't know what they created over there. But there you go, folks. Can you all calm down now? Should we have gone to war? Probably not. We probably should have used the humans' intelligence and minds and sat at a table and tried to compromise with these people. We might have been able to use them, cut a deal, and could have got a bunch of oil out of it, right there. And that's probably what's going to come out of this, right? Is oil. I would hope so. There's got to be something in this, right? And we're not taking the blame for it. That's what they want us to do. See? Now everyone's going to get mad. Oh, you killed the Alabama. Israel ain't going to blame them. They're going to blame America. It's all America, the devil. The devil country, America. Yeah. And now we're going to get attacked and everything. I wish they would use their heads. Who knows who really cares anymore? The only thing we care about is God. That's about it. In Jesus' name, amen. Thanks for another day, Lord. Forgive us for our sins. And I hope we ain't suffering, Lord, because of this government or whatever. These rich people are cutting deals, doing things. And the only ones that suffer is the people, right? Let's go to war. What did the people say? No. Well, let's do it anyways, because we're not going to suffer in pain, and these witches ain't going to attack us and everything. So the American citizens will suffer. Now we're all curled up and crunched up with freezer magic and sex spells and everything. Half of these guys can't even go through work without jerking off 20 times a day. I mean, this is just too much for me. I can't do it. Lord, forgive these people who are doing that at work and jerking off all day and all night. Forgive them in Jesus' name, for they know not what they've done, but it's obvious it's some kind of a demonic demon they can't control in the world. Now, is there anybody else that wants to say anything? Thank God the war is over. Went to war this morning, and it's already over. Thank God.
consequences and ramifications of that can only be guessed at, because we have also been reporting just in the last few minutes that the Iranian Defense Minister, Amir Nasirazdeh, and also the the Iranian, I should say, commander of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Commander Mohammed Pakpour, is also dead. These two top officials, one a military official, the other a civilian official in charge, of course, of the military, the Iranian defense minister, and the head of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, according to Reuters, quoting 3 Iranian sources, have been killed. Add to that these very significant reports now coming from Israeli Channel 12 television reporting that Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran, has been killed in those strikes.
That is incredible breaking news that Mark White is bringing you there. I mean, he's 86 years old. He's been the real figurehead for the regime in Iran and some of the atrocities they have committed against their own people over the last couple of months. The initial reports were that we didn't know where he was. He had maybe been smuggled out of the country. But do we know any more? Was he killed? Was he still in Iran, or we don't know?
Those reports, we don't have details as yet, but certainly when I was reporting first thing this morning on the strikes, we got sort of message from the Fars news agency in Iran, obviously the state-run news agency there, very quickly suggesting that the Ayatollah had been put on a plane out of Tehran, the Iranian capital. Effectively, they were suggesting to us, out of harm's way and away from any attempt by the United States or the Israelis to take him out, because we had confirmation from multiple sources during the morning that, as well as strikes that were targeting military targets and also targeting ministry buildings belonging to the regime in the likes of central Tehran, what you were also seeing were decapitation strikes aimed at the figureheads of the Iranian regime. And the very top of that pile is the Ayatollah. And as I say, Channel 12 in Israel reporting that Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has been killed.
Okay, Mark White for now. Thank you.
There you go, folks. They're reporting it all over there in that neck of the woods that they got their supreme leader. I seen videos a while ago. People were jumping in the streets and all happy and everything. War is over with. Now let's get back to this whole thing in America. There's a lot of work we got to do here, boys. We got infrastructure problems. We got water problems. We got food problems. We got a lot of work to do in America. We got domestic terrorists ourselves over here, right? They're everywhere. Yeah, we don't know. There's a lot of work we got to get done here. We got stuff to do. We got a bunch of churches in America that ain't even real churches. What they're doing in there is your guess is as good as ours from what they're saying. Yeah, there's a lot of work we got to do around. We got cults running around in America. We got crazy gangs going crazy. We got pedophiles running everywhere in the music government area. It's just gone crazy. So we got a lot of work there. War is over, boys. Bring whoever else is home and bring them home. All our equipment. Don't you leave anything over there. And now it's all a chess game of how much do we control now of Iran and how much oil are we going to be getting from Iran and gold. That's pretty much it. I don't know. I'm not. Do they have nice looking women over there? I don't know. Maybe that's why they went over there. Like, these women are beautiful. We're not sure. We have no idea. We're just doing our jobs here. We're just bringing you the 411 on it. Now, you all folks out there, you all can get crazy at us. You can go ahead and get mad and crazy, even using your witchery, sorcery, voodoo, kinkamuku, baka, chaka, laka, raka, and all that stuff on me and our people and everything. Freezer magic. Whoa, it's cold in there. All kinds of crazy stuff on me, right? Stole my man root, shanked my ram root, yanked my man root, all these spells on me. And I've had enough of it. America's had enough of it. We all had enough of it. This coven, you are under control by a coven. Not too much longer because I got the Mark 15 and it's placed strategically in America. So I'm not worried about nothing right now. This is a movie channel. That's what we do. We make movies. We make gossip. We make it. That's what it is. There you go. Right there. I just force feeded you that right down your throats. Now, if anybody's worried about anything, I would be worried about my new SR-71 Blackbird that I converted over to a spaceship. I would be more worried about that. But you're not. So war's over with. Everyone's coming home. Let's get a parade going. Let's already get a parade going. Valdez says Ayatollah Asshole is dead. He's gone. They also got his Supreme Twinkie, the Israel combat leader, whatever his name is. Who knows? But there you go, folks. We got all kinds of craziness right here in our own country to handle. We really don't need to go to any other country to spend money. Now, is there anything anyone else wants to say? I didn't think so. It was over. That's why I told them, you use the weapons we gave you. We created it. We spent all this money. We just can't let these weapons sit there and do nothing if you're not. We're going to pull our defense system contract, and we're not going to build this crap no more. It's just sitting around anyways, not being used. Right? You come to us, you say, build us this massive thing that'll wipe the world out and create a nuclear fusion. All right. And then you never use it. So we're just done with all this high-powered stuff. We're pulling contract. We're not doing this stuff no more. We're going back to love, peace, safety. A lot of people coming up to me saying, Johnny, you remember when we were younger? Right? We used to be able to sit out here in the country and leave our doors open, the screen door windows open, and breeze coming through, or the family watching TV at night together and movies and stuff. And we can't do that no more. You leave your window open and here come three crackheads like cockroaches crawling in. And I understand what they're saying. That's why we're here for the people, the citizens. All glory goes to God, King of Kings. And that's pretty much it, folks. We sent the message. That message is we're tired of this madness. And we want to go back to 1950 when everything was good. Right? Everything was good. 1960, when everything was good. America was safe. Although, were we ever safe? Who knows? I don't know. Now, I'm going to end this video. I got some chores I got to do. It's been nice talking to you folks, but it's over with that fast. War was declared this morning, and it's pretty much over with now. I imagine we're just going to drop some bombs over there to take out some strategic things. And now they're not going to have any defense. They're not going to have nothing, we won't have to worry about them for a while. Not unless they had friends, allies. Then we might have to worry about the allies attacking us. But let's get this over with, folks. Summer's coming up. Are we even going to make it to summer with all this stuff going on? We got earthquakes lined up. We got tornadoes, hurricanes. Everything is going to be happening, folks. We don't need to be worried or going to war with anybody. They're trying to suck us into it. They know the people are sick of it, and they're pushing the American Mother Green's buttons and these politicians' buttons. We don't want this crap. They're going to do this stuff. America. You don't want to war with us because we are the greatest. Who gives a crap? But they're that dumb to get sucked up into it. We're all sucked up into it now. It's just horrifying. I'm going to end this video. God bless America. all the world out there. I wish there was a better way to do this, but for some reason, these people can't come to a table and negotiate some kind of a peace treaty or 50-50 road. And we're worshiping the wrong people or whatever they're doing. And we got wrong people, and it's just over with. American people, Trump said that we're done with this stuff. American people are done with all this crap. We want to fix America. You know, people coming to me, Johnny, how come Dubai and everybody, you can eat off of the streets in that city? It's so beautiful, all the lights, all the giant skyscrapers and everything. It's just unbelievable. Well, because we live within our means. Okay, we were raised poor in the cities, out in the outskirts of the cities, in the suburbs, and we didn't overdo what we didn't need to do. Does America need work, infrastructure, buildings, and stuff like that? Well, sure it does. You know, but when you live in a country like Dubai, where your power is free, well, then sure, build your giant skyscrapers that light up like a Christmas tree. But you're going to have to pay the bill. See, and that's another thing. This country, we pay for our bills. Electric, water, food. In other countries, you don't pay for your electric bill. You don't pay for a phone bill. You don't pay for food. That's why they got all these beautiful things. Now, if there's anyone else out there that has any information or want to speak their opinion, please leave in the comments below or in chat. And the war is over, folks. Let's get the parade ready. We're going to call this one the Trump War, right? And that fast it began and it was over with. The supreme snake leader, head leader, whatever they're calling, is gone, deceased with the airstrike. And it's over with. Now let's get back to we got to prepare for a parade or something. You know, where can we do this? I'm not sure, but make sure you get our blackbirds in there and everything, and our tanks and everything, and get all that in there and throw it in there for them. Let them have a couple, but bring down a small platoon of tanks or something. Let them have their little parade or whatever. Fly a couple F-16s or something, but Tomahawks or something over their heads. You know, make it feel exciting, like they're getting their money's worth. Then let's get back to business on rebuilding this country and fixing it. All glory goes to God. Amen. Let me check my chat. Yeah, nothing really serious except for Valdez coming in and saying Ayatollah Assola is deceased. And exactly. That's about it. You folks have a great day. I will be back shortly. I got some chores to do, some things I got to do. And we got cold returning and possibly snow. So let's get ready for that around here. You folks have a great night. And don't forget, it's movie night, Saturday night on AMC. All the great ones, all the great flicks that we grew up watching, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, all them great sci-fi, Terminator, Big Bach, all that stuff this weekend. Get the kids, get some popcorn, some food, sit around the TV, watch some TV, stay home, enjoy yourselves, and do what we used to do when we were growing up in America, is enjoy life and food, children, women, men, whatever you guys are into. Get the kids, sit around, watch some stuff. I don't know what these people are into, but you folks have a good night. God bless, and I'll be back.